Right. Well, I was gonna ask first and foremost, what's your story? How did you end up? How did you discover your love for drawing, painting, and then for tattoos? And how did you get into that? Let's start with that.
It was like not certain thing and immediate, but I was, I think, about 8.
Okay.
And I just started to draw and paint, and it looked good. So I think I have my talent from my grandfather.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't think like I must draw or must to do this. It was so easy to explore my abilities, and I don't know. So
creativity.
yeah, so I just kept drawing, and it looked better and better, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of sort of talents, but I don't like to use talent because it's always sort of like, oh, God gave you it, and then it becomes this weird thing.
Yeah, I think it can be one part, but the other part is, I think everyone can learn something, because if you have like a good teacher and he explained to you how to do it, it's like, I know the person won't be like a super famous artist, but
might not be, but they still might get.
You can do some.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and what I was gonna say that interestingly, most people that discover sort of a love for some sort of art, they in the beginning they don't do it like. They're not like, oh, I need to get good at this. They just love doing it, and they're like, oh, that's nice. I'm gonna do more of it, and then they keep doing it, and next thing you know, they've drawn so much or painted so much that they've got really good at it, and then they're like, maybe I can do that for a living.
Yeah.
And the weird thing becomes once you start setting deadlines, that's like a different phase, because like anyone can paint.
Well, to be honest, I was always drawing and painting just for my good feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get paid, because in that case it happened to be your job, and you can start to hate your job. So every time when someone asked me if I will draw a portrait or something, I was very hesitant, because I didn't want to do it, because I knew I won't like the feeling I have to do some particular thing, do it in the certain time, and
there's deadlines,
so
structure.
Even now, if someone asks me, can you draw me something, I'm saying no. Why?
But then you tattoo people.
Well, that's different.
Okay, now how is this different? I'm curious.
That's different. Why is it different? There is bigger money.
Okay, that's a fair point. I was actually thinking about this. It's such a surprise, but obviously I'm from Romania. You're from the Czech Republic. Back home, tattooing, it's changing how they look at it, but it's still seen as sort of
It's still.
Yeah, like it's not recommended. And people that like I knew a kid in my secondary school that flunked out of art school. Like he didn't get into like the art high school, and they were like, nah, he's okay, but he's not that talented. He's one of the best tattoo artists in town. Like I've seen his work, it is wild, it is amazing. And the point I'm trying to make is that even though tattooing is seen as this sort of not as upper class or not as high quality art form by some people in our region, it is one of the most well paid ones, because you have so many people interested. You can make a lot more money.
Yeah, maybe it's because you are wearing it and you show it all the time.
Yeah, people. Yeah, definitely. I think people have a lot more pride. I don't know, even pride, but you're showing off on a regular basis, so it's.
Yeah, I didn't mean
more precious.
I didn't mean, well, if you are wearing tattoos, it's like maybe still it's not appreciated in a not company, but in
like corporations or office type
in between people.
Oh,
because if you see someone who's heavily tattooed, you still say, "Oh, it's who is he?" and that's weird. And well,
in some, I guess in some environments, but now you've got like. to make this sound funny. Now you got nerds tattooed up to here. Like I've seen scientists, you know, being tattooed, you know, and no one would dare call a scientist
it still
like
sounds weird if scientists.
It sounds weird to some people, but no one would say like, he's just a scientist, you know, he doesn't know what he's doing. So the idea that, you know, this is only for like a certain segment of the population has been sort of going away, luckily. But yeah, I just found this very fascinating sort of paradox between the lower class art form being one of the most well-paying ones.
Yeah, and I mean, but if you still see a doctor, you would be better for you that you wouldn't see him being tattooed?
I personally don't think so. I'm not fussed. Like at this stage, who am I to tell a doctor not to get a tattoo? You know? I might have questions. I might have questions in my doctors like tattooed up to their eyeballs, literally. I'd be like, okay, there's been some definite choices there. I would wonder. But again, their ability to like operate or do anything is not related to their ability to, you know.
Yeah, of course, but it's I don't know if I'm old-fashioned. I can't be old-fashioned because I'm tattooed myself, but I don't know, I think people still think it's kind of weird in certain departments of life.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get your point because I think, I don't think we're old-fashioned, but we do come from societies that's what we grew up with and that's what we got used to. You know, it's gonna take a while to see a president who's got a neck tattoo and be like,
yeah, that's weird. See, it is weird.
Well, it's not weird, it's just unusual. We haven't seen it, but after a while, I'll be like, yeah, okay. You know?
Nah. After 20 years, when everyone has a tattoo almost everywhere now.
Yeah, now it's become a thing.
If I see someone who hasn't any tattoo, it's like, why?
Okay, nerd.
Why? You don't like it? Oh, you're afraid of needles. Okay, I can take it.
Yeah, no, I've had someone actually, one of my exes, they told me that she did not like tattoos, and I was like, tough.